Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast ICS Cyber Talks. And today I'm honored to host two of my favorites, Alex Yevtushenko, the co-founder and CEO of Salvador Technologies, and Oleg Vusiker, co-founder and the CTO of Salvador Technologies. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, Nachshon. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to be here. I'm one of the fans of your podcast. Really
Thank you very much.
doing great job, and it's honor to be here.
We're happy to be here for the second time. We are one of the first doing it second time, so it's a great pleasure.
Yeah, this is actually a follow-up podcast. We met about a bit more than 1 year ago, and in startup life, it's like 20 years.
Yeah,
So
we have more white.
more white hair.
Yeah.
So I know that the world changes, and also everything was changing around us. The last time that we met, life was very nice, a lot of money in the market. And today startups are struggling to see how they are moving on. And I believe that you are in a mature place, but still not in the big run. So we will talk about it also. But for those who doesn't know you, can you give us a short bio? Alex, please start.
Okay. Alex Yevtushenko, as you mentioned, co-founder and CEO of Salvador Technologies. Coming from a background of electrical engineer, was a software developer for many years, then switched to the R&D department that I established and managed. It was a good school for me to learn a lot from engineering part, how to develop things, up to the business part, how things managed, how to sell, how to do marketing, and was pleasure to work with huge companies worldwide in space industry, semiconductors, and other places. About 2 years ago, we started officially Salvador together with Oleg, who I know many, many years.
Oleg, give us your bio.
Okay. So I'm arriving from the best cybersecurity school in the world, the IDF Elite Cybersecurity Units. I've been in the Israeli NSA for more than a decade. In several positions, team leader, hardware developer, system engineer. So I studied it a lot. I'm also electrical engineer, like Alex. We have many common things. We're both from Ukraine. We have a lot of common other things. We know each other from the second grade, more than 20 years. We studied in the high school in robotics competitions, won first places in Japan, in the US. And after a few years, we are coming back again to work together. And Alex is the best partner. So.
Thank you, Oleg.
I'm glad to hear that.
Pleasure to work with you.
Well, you have the knowledge and the experience of someone with you who is 60 years old, not young like you are, but okay. So, Alex, let's start with Salvador, about what the company is doing, what is the product, what is the idea behind the product. Okay, I would say in startup language, give us the elevator pitch.
So we are a cyber company, a startup, but not the usual cyber. We coming with different approach when everybody tries to detect and prevent and stop the malware, stop the viruses. We are coming with another approach. The hacker will attack. He will do successful attack and how you can recover from it, how you can continue your operations, if it's in the industrial, if it's in the sea or any other field, and not only to detect and prevent, but also continue the standard work. The company should produce, the company should earn money, and the cyber attack stops it suddenly. How fast you can recover, how fast you can keep operate. And we developed a unique technology with patent on it that allows our customer to recover in 30 seconds from any kind of malfunction or cyber attack, just in press of one button. We started from a small device connected to the most critical assets, most critical computers of the customer. And the idea that without any IT knowledge, anybody, also the operator of the machine, can, by one click of a button, recover his own system. Here we actually reduce the downtime from days or weeks or sometimes months to just minutes to recover.
Okay, and the buzz is 30 seconds, right?
Absolutely, yes. We have officially proved this with many videos, many tests that we do every day.
It's today the fastest recovery capability in the world for any kind of physical equipment, physical computers, physical servers. In the IT world, it's much more easier to recover than in OT. Usually you have a virtual machine in the cloud, you're clicking one button, and 30 seconds later, everything is going work again. In the OT field, it's much more complex. There is a lot of configuration, and the backup and restore is far behind. So we are closing this gap by providing new platform, new technology to make recovery of OT systems much easier and much better, and most important, faster.
One of the things that who knows me know that in the last, I believe, 6 months, maybe less, I was moving from talking about OT cyber to operational continuity. Because the cyber is only one issue when you're talking about operational continuity. And the defense is nice, the prevention is nice, but in the end of the day, the main issue is keep everything running. And this is one of the reasons that I love your product, and you know that. It's not a secret. And I'm quite talking with every customer that I'm in about it. And I think that going into the field of recovery, when we are dealing with OT, we are dealing with guys that knows machinery very well, less computing, and to give them the ability to do whatever is needed to be back on their feet very, very fast, it's a blessing. More than that, one of the biggest mistakes that I see all over is that when there is an attack, usually customers are doing recovery on the disk that was attacked. So you don't have any way that you can look after that to do all the search, the research to understand what happened. In your case, it's different, and you would talk about the technology much more than I. So, very well. Okay. What is the feedback of the customers that you are engaged with right now? I know that you are doing a remarkable job in a lot of conventions and a lot of days for customers all around the world. And OT is usually a very close mind environment. Because if you're talking with the guys that are dealing with the IT, so they would say, well, we have recovery, we have this big system for doing the backup. And when you're talking with the OT guys, you're saying recovery, it's taking them time to understand what they want for them. So after 1 year of running, well, you run more than that, but from our last podcast, what do you feel? How is the market feedback to you?
You're really correct about good and large systems of backups. I don't want to mention names, but everybody knows many players in the backup field, and it's a little bit overloaded already. They have great tools and great achievement, but they focus on the IT. They focus on the data, on servers, on databases, cloud, and so on. And this is not so relevant for the OT. And you're absolutely true that the OT guy who don't understand what is recovery, don't understand what the IT wants from him about keep your computer safe, don't put any USB, don't do what you want. I want to produce, and we focus a lot on our marketing and sales process also on both sides. Also convince the IT that our product is not the same like backup, to delegate the procedure of recovery to the production floor, to the operator. And from other hand, we speak with the operators who really don't understand so much in the computers, and we try to give them a tool to allow them recover by themselves. And from the field, we hear really good feedback from both sides, by the way. If we're talking with CISO, for example, he happy because he don't need to deal with all the big thing of recovery, of learning the operators, the OT guys, how to use computers. And it's very important.
I want to add here, some of the OT guys really afraid from malfunctions, less afraid from cyber attacks. And for those guys, it's a great solution also for malfunction. For example, your disk stopped working, or for any kind of reason, your server just shut down, the RAID controller doesn't work anymore. You can use our product as well. So it's full operational continuity solution, not just from cyber attacks, but also from malfunctions. Another great aspect that the customers like is its hardware-based product. Finally, hardware that OT people just can connect and like. The only thing they need to do in order to recover is press physical buttons. OT people like to press buttons. They know how to do it well. So they really like the product.
They like hardware very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the world was moving in the IT to everything is virtual. And
it's back to basics.
It's back to basic, and it's very basic. This is the big idea, and I like it very much. What industries is the technology suitable for?
Actually, our product fits every computer or every computer systems. And after 1 year, we're trying to focus. We see a lot of regulations and differences between the industry, so we try to focus today. However, we have a customer in the manufacturing, in critical infrastructures, water, energy. We install in several hospitals. All the healthcare is very important and very interesting for us and for our customer to have solution. Other field is building management systems, and as a maritime, it's relatively new, and we have here support from our local Ashdod port, who helped us to penetrate this market thing and learn more about the use cases and how can we assist. Just to give an example, they have crane system that to recover it, the operator needs to, the IT guy needs to climb on top of the crane, remove the computer, take it to the lab, work on it, and then
take it back.
Take it back after 1 day maybe or a few hours. Just imagine if 50 of them will be attacked in one time, no way to handle. And we all every day learn more and more use cases for our product. It's really vertical agnostic, just need to learn some marketing stuff and some adjustments.
Okay. So, as we said, we met a year ago. What technology progress did you made in this year? Because you had a lot of ideas. Part of them, I know that you have development agreements with other companies, which called design partner. Where we stand with that, because you were taking the small box into the net. Is it ready?
Yes. So we are moving into this direction. As we have a partnership with NVIDIA, and we presented in the last NVIDIA conference, the GTC, just this year. So we're working on a network-based solution that will be centralized, and it's based on NVIDIA SmartNICs. We are one of the first cybersecurity solutions that implements themselves on SmartNICs. NVIDIA has great products, great company, great cooperation. We are part of the NVIDIA Inception, which is the collaborative program of NVIDIA with startups. So we are having a great partnership with them, and the network recovery station will be much more be focused on virtualization. One of the things that we can see that companies also in the OT moving to virtualization, they need solution also for this kind of critical systems. We saw, for example, a factory that all the HMIs are VDI, which is not so common, but so this is the future. So we're working together with NVIDIA on this product, and it will be released in the next year.
Okay.
Another major effort that we are doing is to have agentless version. You'd be surprised or not, but we saw some machines in the field that until these days they didn't have a backups because of a simple reason. They cannot install agents. The vendor's not allowed to do it. They don't have antiviruses.
Yeah, it's very common.
Yeah. So we're working on an agentless version, which we will have a portable software which running directly from our hardware without any need of installation modifications on the HMI itself. So this is a direction that we are going through, and we already have customers that using it on field, the agentless. So it can expand our market dramatically. And the last thing that we are doing is expanding to other operational systems. Today, we are mainly focused on Windows, Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows Server. We want also to support Linux, and we also want to support Windows XP. Windows XP is still in the field, unfortunately, Unfortunately, maybe from security concerns, because the system itself not supported anymore by Microsoft. Also, Windows 7 not supported anymore by Microsoft. So, attack on Windows XP or Windows 7, even a 10-year old can do. So, it's really easy, and we're making an effort also to support this kind of legacy systems.
XP is an issue. It's a big issue. We're dealing with that every day. I can tell you that I came today from a meeting with a customer that has everything from Windows 2000, XP, Windows 7, and some of the system that they already changed, it's Windows 10. So the expectation of the market is that you can give answers to all of them.
Yes, exactly. So we're putting a lot of efforts for the legacy systems, and for the XP, we developed hybrid products that can work from SATA, not just from USB, because XP and USB, it's not a good
are not
mix.
friends.
Yeah, but XP and SATA are great friends. So, or even I will not mention other older protocols but SATA is the one that we support, and it will
I
be.
hope that you didn't go back to the ID.
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet, because we need to find a lot of engineers with a lot of white hair to do it, and it's complex task. So today we are trying to make a coverage of the most common operational systems. Windows 7 is already supported, and the XP will be supported just in a few months.
One of the things that we were talking through the time was that you are willing to cooperate with big customers as design partners. And I believe this is something which is great. And from here, I'm calling anyone that wants to be part of it, to connect with you. And because when we are talking about Israel, well, small, medium businesses, even the biggest one in Israel. But I believe that there are a lot of companies, 100 factories around the world, 50 factories around the world. And they have a lot of needs. So this is exactly the point that they can influence the product, and on the other hand, to get a real solution. And I like it very much. I would like to go to a question that is less technology, and this is for you, Alex. We talked at the beginning about the change in the market of the investment. And we see that it's all over the world, even that in Israel, there is an hype of trying to say that it's happening on only here. But actually, it's around the world. We see the economy that was falling very hard, and startups that got billions of dollars were cut in 80%. I don't want to get into names, but we saw it and we see it every day. Now, as a startup, that the engine is not only the technology, also you need money to grow. Okay. And once we talked and you said that you are in a seed, and I told you that you're already in round A because you have technology that is up and running. You don't have to prove to anyone. And more than that, you have customers. So what is the change? How do you feel it? I don't know if you need to raise money, because I know that before the big fall, you raised whatever you needed, but still, in startup you never raise enough. You want to make sure that you have not for 1 year, to have to 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. How do you feel it when you are meeting now with investors or companies that are willing to invest?
We are always searching for investment. It's a really non-stop job to searching for more money. And the reason is to have the ability to innovate. You mentioned design partners, you mentioned large company, and it's not easy to work with them. Need a lot of efforts from the technological development and to support them, to fly to them, and a lot of investment till you see a return of it. So we really always need more money. If we have more, we can develop more solutions. And really, the last crisis is changing things. Cyber is, I would say, very crowded
Arena, yeah.
field for investors, and maybe somewhere there are less investment in cyber, in the classical cyber. However, we in a good place because we are not classical cyber. OT is a growing market. It's estimated today more than $20 billion, the OT security market. It's a relatively new market for investors. So they want to discover it, they want to invest. They not always understand this, but they do curious to explore this. And we meet today dozens of investors because we want to raise more money. Our goal, actually, we today in a round because we want to grow to United States. We have a mature product, we have customers in Europe, in Israel, and we want to expand to US. It's our next market to capture. We have only few customers there. And if you investors want to join, we'll be happy to call them from here. And this is...
but I would say that you're looking for an added value investor.
Absolutely. Always added values, not just money.
Not just money.
It's a good point. And I want to mention our current investors that helps us a lot in everything, also with the money, with the investment, but also with good advice and support and the connections. We are lucky with the good investors.
It's very important
that we have.
Very, very important. Oleg, you are one question before. We see right now that the new buzz is AI. Okay, so if 2, 3, 4 years ago, any company would put cyber in the name because it was the big buzz, now it's AI. Okay, no, there are a few people that really knows what it is. Okay, there is a lot of misunderstanding between machine learning, AI, and all the other. And do you have any plans regarding AI?
Yeah. So we already have some first implementation of AI in our product. For example, we have a backup window, which is AI-based. It's a new patent, so already approved.
Already approved?
In Israel.
Okay, no, it's okay.
It's our second patent, yes.
It's our second patent, yes. So what we are doing, we have a current sensor, and we are measure the disk activity. And when we detect using AI that there is a huge jump in the power consumption, we are autonomously just open the backup window and closing it. And everything is done through some kind of AI algorithms, because we need to learn when the backup window is executed accordingly. And we also need to detect if there is any kind of malicious access. So if we detect any kind of non-usual activity using AI, we can just turn off the voltage.
So it would be like anomaly? You're saying we know how it should work, and if the currency is changing, the meaning is something is happening.
Yeah, exactly. So we are using it in our product, and we also in the product with NVIDIA, because we are using DPU and we're using Docker of NVIDIA. There are a lot of possibilities to use AI, because NVIDIA is one of the leading AI companies in the world. So they have great AI platforms. And we are including these technologies also in our solution as part of our roadmap.
Very nice.
AI comes to help the humanity, to the person, to the human. And we started to implement.
Not everyone would agree with you, but okay.
I hope it will go to this direction, to help and not replace. What we try to do is again help with our product, help the operator with minimum effort to recover. AI comes to support even more. We will not need to program the product to initialize it. Everything done automatically. Just connect. Maybe next step is a robot who connects it to the computer.
So plug and play, and that's it.
We're going to this direction using AI, and it's one of our roadmaps.
Very good. And so now you should put AI in the end of Salvador Technology and AI, and you are set.
But we are not working by buzzes only. we provide actual technology.
Look, I was 4 years sales guys. So as a sales guy, I am looking for the words.
Yeah.
You know, what would be the word that the customer would like to hear? And right now we are in the AI age. But okay, fine. In another 3-4 years, it would be something else. You can be sure about it. I remember it with the cloud. I remember it with a lot of other things. How do you see the OT world for the next coming years? What is changing? What is the issues that customers are aiming to? Because one of the problems with the OT is that, I would say it in a way that we don't have enough, someone would kill me for that. We don't have enough attacks on OT. Well, actually, it depends how you consider an attack, okay? Because there is a big argue inside the professional OT saying that OT attack is something that is directly on the OT. And for my opinion, and some others, everything that would make a shutdown of an industrial line, it's an OT attack. It doesn't matter if it came from the internet, if it came from the IT, if it was the HMI, it doesn't matter. In the end of the day, it stopped the production. This is for me OT. We see less, I would say it like that, we see less straight and signed attacks on the OT environment. And for a long time, the feeling was that, you know, we can leave it alone. It's okay for now. how it's going to change? Do you feel the change? Do you feel that customers start to understand that actually this is their printing money machine? This is the OT. Now, in Israel, I know how it's working. How you see it in the world?
Okay, so what I want to mention is one of the major parts in the OT field is regulations, because regulation make you move and make you move faster because you must do. So we can see in new regulations, even in traditional fields that until this day were not attacked so common. For example, the maritime world. So in the maritime world, from the next year, each ship that manufactured around the world will need to have cyber recovery capability on board. So it's a huge change because it's come from the regulation. And so we're talking with shipyards. Think about a ship that will stuck because of cyber attack in the Suez Canal. It's something that today is just in the imagination, but today all the ships have some satellite connectivity to the internet. So it's something that is possible and not just theoretical. So we see this regulation not just in the maritime, we see it in transportation. We see the US government getting more and more involved in regulations. CISA, FBI, all of those regulators telling things such as you must have air gap backups, easily retrievable, and most important is the air gap. And we see it in the regulations more and more common. And this is one of the major things that making the market move and adopt new technologies, new solutions. So we are following after the regulations, such as in the maritime. There is regulation also in the aviation field. And I think it's a good thing because the regulations make the things more like a standard. So this is one thing that's going on. Another thing is connectivity. We say that the Industry 4.0, one of the major things that you have in the industrial IoT is the connectivity, specifically in the manufacturing, but also we can see it more and more in critical infrastructures. You have much more sensors and you have much more connectivity to the cloud. The cloud today is everywhere, and not just in the IT, but also starting to penetrate into the OT. So the OT field is getting more and more
Complex.
Yes, more and more attack vectors. So from the both aspects, regulations plus connectivity, you must be sure that you will have the recovery capability in the D-Day. And this is what our platform aim to do.
I don't remember, but the NIS2 that was published right now, did they have something about recovery?
So every regulation has something regarding backups. And backups and recovery are connected. So
yeah, of course. For me, it's the same.
Yeah. So most of the regulations have some capture regarding backups, and it's something that's working for our company because we are using it. Again, if all the ships that the manufacturers will require backups, think about hundreds of ships that manufacture around the world. Each of them needs our cyber recovery solution. So it's something that can give us a great opportunity.
Very nice. If I would try to box it, in one sentence, what customer can expect from your product? You're talking about what you are doing and how you are doing that, and it's very important. But I'm a customer, okay? I'm a OT CISO or a CISO or whatever. I'm taking your product. install it on the machine. Okay, now again, you already have a couple of ways to install it because of the demand from the market. Usually the problem is implementation. When you bring in new technology, the implementation, it's always the issue. Okay, you want to put an IDS inside? Very well. You need to do some changes in the network. You need to do this and this and this and this. And usually it's becoming a project. It's not something that is, out of the box. What should the customer expect from your product? Is implementation is an issue? Can you do it alone?
We are putting a lot of efforts to make it plug and play. No implementation or no implementation issues should be. It's actually we send the product to the customer, and using 2 minutes video or 10 minutes technical assistance or showing the customer how to do it, and he can implement it by himself. We put a lot of effort on this to be a fast and easy product, a fast recovery and easy use.
Can you put it in time? Let's say that I have, from one hand, an HMI server with a lot of HMIs in virtual machines, and I have a PC or a server which is standalone on-prem. How long it would take me?
It will take you 1 minute to install.
Good answer. Easy.
Including the unpacking.
Very, very good.
Yeah, we're also making it easy to operate. So also the OT operator will be able by himself to make the restoration. This is one of our major efforts in the R&D to make it as easy as possible for implementation.
Any central console, if I have 100 devices around the factory, that I can see it as a CISO or as an operational COO, that I can see where I stand and that everything is up and running and the backups are done in time?
Yes, of course. Dashboard, it's a must today. And here we give solution for both parts. For the operator tool to recover and feel confidence, and for the CISO and the management, a tool to monitor all the endpoints. We have special tools that we developed that also can be connected to SIEM, and easily you can see if any issue. If no issue, you feel confident. If some issue, you can take care of it before you need the product, and it's very important to have such tool.
I want to add that the SIEM and the SOC integration is one of the things that we have worked on in the last year to make the product enterprise grade. You need to make a lot of efforts to do it. So one of them is the SIEM or SOC integration. We can send syslogs directly from our platform to the main platform of the customer.
Very good. Because it's very important. Today, all the MDR and SOC and SIEM, it's the main issue for a lot of companies, and especially in the industrial world, they are getting into it. And it's very important, very, very important that you are doing that. Okay, guys, we are at the end. As always,
so it was very quick.
It was very quick. What do you want your listeners, our listeners, to take from this conversation?
I wanted to put again the focus on not the defense and prevention and detection is not enough. You should use it, but it's not enough. You always need to think about the case you will be attacked and how you can recover, and choose systems that can provide you fast recovery, easy recovery. Choose Salvador. And don't forget it that as a user, don't forget that you will be attacked one day, and how can you recover?
Yeah, well saying. It's always when, not if.
I want to mention that those threats are not just theoretical, but are real. Just last weekend, a new malware was revealed that the main goal of this malware is to send malicious commands to RTU in power grids, and it's in the field. Even if you are not seeing it now, you can see it in the future, because cyber is the next generation battlefield of the 21st century. So even in those cases of malicious malware that's sending RTU, it operates from the HMI from the server. And if you will have an ability to recover it just in 30 seconds, you can just eliminate the threat. This malware specifically worked with Python. So Python, it's a legitimate tool.
Yeah, of course.
So antivirus cannot detect like malicious Python script, just sending commands. And the best way that you can handle it is by just recovery. This is the best way.
But do you have any plan to the future to back up also or PLCs?
Yes.
This is a big issue.
Exactly.
Because there are tools to do that, but
so many of those attacks are not impacting the PLCs itself. It's just sending malicious commands. But we also have plans to expand to the PLC field and also provide backups to PLCs. We already started the first talks with Siemens, Schneider Electric, Yokogawa, in order to connect to their API, because each of them has a different API.
Yeah, of course.
And this is the main challenge in this project. But of course, it's part of our expansion.
Very nice. Guys, thank you very much that you came. Alex, Oleg, I wish you all the luck in the world because, as you know, I'm a big fan of your company and the guys that are working in the company. And let's do another one in 1 year and see what is happening.
With pleasure. Thank you very much, Nachshon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.